simplifies life for me. It just makes life as simple as it possibly can be. Which you and I, or we and I, both know life could be terribly complicated. I mean, it's a complicated thing most of the time. Should be simple enough. Life should be simple, yet it's complex. Let's take Carmelo Anthony for a perfect example. The decision should be fairly simple to stay in New York, shouldn't it? I mean, we do own $30 million that only we can give to him, barring a sign and trade that the Knicks would have to agree to, which if I'm the New York Knicks, I'm not agreeing to. So that's one thing. Now, let's say the kid was born in New York, not necessarily raised in New York, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say once a New Yorker, always a New Yorker. So no matter where you go, this is the Mecca. Lala loves New York. I mean, this is her stomping ground. This is basically where she started up, New York City. You're thinking it should be a simple decision here. 30 million, biggest city in the world, born here, but it gets complex. A lot of variables in this thing, a lot of different intangibles. I mean, Melo is now thinking, if I want to win, do I stay with these New York Knicks? Is that in Melo's mind? I have no idea. Is winning Melo's first priority? Because if it is, the Knicks shouldn't be his first priority. I mean, he would have to weigh out options. How much years do I have left to play? How many good years do I have left to play? Are the Knicks going to surround me with the pieces that I need if I can't be the #1 player? These are all unknown factors. Now, can he easily move and go somewhere where that's kind of readily available for him? Sure he could. Which is why, such a simple choice as staying in your birthplace, as LeBron showed us, can be so complex. I mean, we take LeBron James who left Cleveland. I mean, he was born and raised in Cleveland. Melo, a couple of years he left and he had a stint in Baltimore. We all know about that. But, should be a simple decision. Stay in New York. It's the Mecca. You're going to get the most commercials that you've ever gotten. I mean, we all see Melo commercials now, and they're all funny as hell. I have to admit that. They're funny. And, he's getting most of this publicity for playing in the limelight. But, bad press is better than no press, right? And New York City gives you that. Now, the other thing. Does he want to play under this constant scrutiny? Every game, every move, being micromanaged by fans, not only players and coaches and GMs and managers and owners, the fans themselves putting onus on Carmelo Anthony, everything he does. We checking the box sheet at the end of the game, every game, because the New York, here's what it is. The New York fans aren't average by any stretch of the word. They're very savvy. So you're not going to come out and score 30 and we lose by 10 and we're giving out moral victories here. Not in New York. Moral victories are for minor league coaches, not a major city like New York. So does somebody like Carmelo want to stay under this constant scrutinized position that he's in? I mean, can he ever fully win? If he doesn't bring us the city championship, will we ever revere him as great as a player as he is? I mean, granted, if he went to Golden State, would guys be throwing tomatoes at his car if they didn't make the NBA championship game? I doubt it. Guys in Golden State just aren't looking forward to that game because it isn't somewhere they're used to being. Now, the Knicks haven't been to, NBA championship game maybe 40 years. But it doesn't matter. All that matters is that we expect to compete on a nightly basis. And, is that too much for Carmelo to handle? Has yet to be seen. Now, if I'm Melo, I'm staying. Because, as you know, or as we know, the devil you don't know is always better than the devil you do know. Or is that the other way around? The devil you do know is better than the devil you don't know. And in this case, I say, Melo, where are you going to go? Chicago? You're going to bank on D. Rose's health, a guy who hasn't been able to play basketball the last 2 seasons? You're going to rest your faith on that, and we're going to pray D. Rose gets healthy and they have cap space and they're going to build around you? Not so. How do we know what happens in Chicago? I mean, if I'm you, Melo, I stay put in New York. I take my $30 million. I live in my plush condo. I have fun every now and again. Put my head down, I focus on winning. Maybe you get rid of J.R. Smith, you bring in some real guys who want to win, want to play basketball, and you go from there. If I'm Carmelo Anthony, obviously I'm not. I'm Ray Mitchell, and you're on the couch with Ray Mitchell. But that remains to be seen. And, that is also my personal belief. Now, how the city feels, what's the climate of the city? Does the city want Melo to stay? I don't know. Most of the friends I've spoken to, they firmly want Melo to stay here. I mean, Sean. We speak on a daily basis, and I ask my questions. Two good friends of mine, and the general consensus is Melo stays in the city. It's good for both parties. I totally agree with that. Couldn't disagree anymore. But it's going to be a tough decision for Melo, and whether or not he's going to stay or not stay, and if the Knicks should trade him before it's too late and he walks as a free agent, that remains to be seen. And New York's in a real bind right now, rock in a hard place. Do you let go of potentially one of the best players that's ever worn that uniform because you're scared? I don't know. You see what happened with Cleveland and LeBron James. Maybe that's the best example of that. And LeBron leaving Cleveland, Cleveland not getting anything in return, anything. I say our best bet is to keep Carmelo Anthony where he is. That's what we're gonna do. And one subject that's been brought to my attention. I would love you guys to comment on YouTube. Please, if you're watching the video, leave your comment. Let me know how you feel. I'm doing this show for you guys. I want to know the climate of the city. If I'm drafting a team today, am I drafting LeBron James #1 pick, or am I taking Kevin Durant as the #1 pick? And this topic's come to me many times during the day. A couple of friends of mine, we're speaking, and we're bringing up various reasons. And my reasoning for LeBron James and lobbying for LBJ is because Kevin Durant is now learning everything that LeBron hasn't learned, or everything that comes innate to LeBron. Rebounding the basketball, playing world-class defense, passing the ball like a real point guard does. These things Kevin Durant, he's just learning how to pass out of double teams, how to take defense as seriously as you take offense. Will Kevin Durant ever potentially be better than LeBron James? It remains to be seen. If I'm drafting a team, though, I am taking LeBron James first pick. Now, whoever gets second pick, you can't feel bad about that. The second pick is getting Kevin Durant. The drop-off isn't as significant as people would make it seem. There is a drop-off, just isn't as significant as people would make it seem. So, again, if I'm drafting today, I'm taking LeBron James first. The obvious choice at #2 would be our friend Kevin Durant. And, that's the show for today. I just wanted to get those things off of my mind. If you've been watching, you're watching Ray Mitchell, you've been on the couch. I wanted to express to you guys how I felt about Melo. And, this LeBron, KD, Slim Reaper, going against the King. How do you feel about it? Chime in on the YouTube. You've been watching Ray Mitchell on the couch. Next show will be totally Super Bowl based. We're going to do the whole 10-minute segment on the Super Bowl. So chime in. Tell me how you feel. You've been watching On the Couch with Ray Mitchell.